Hey, hey, global thespians. Welcome back to the Kevin E. That would be me. That's the channel. Kevin E. West, veteran television actor. Here we are with The Good Crazy. I'm also the founder of the business award-winning actors organization, the Actors Network. And this is Q-Tips, which is the content of the channel about the business of show business. And we are just now, we only have 2 videos away now from starting the actual official library. This is the second of the final 4. And here I am again in French cuffs. What in the hell is going on? I don't even know. Obviously, auditions trend sometimes. The next thing you know, you have another one. Not to mention, this shirt is like a bad IBM test pattern. Setting that aside, see, we all have those moments about things we're doing, wearing, whatever. I have them too. Okay, so this content that we are presenting today is a little reminder of what we kind of already know, but a lot of life is based on, a lot of presentations, a lot of books, a lot of everything, but it's important how it applies to the business of show business. And that is what, why, how. This video, this content is what, why, how, because that's a lot of what we have to remember to pay attention to about this profession. Every goal, task, errand, effort, action, any to-do that we have in life has a what. That same list has a why. But the only one most often, for me, almost all the time, that I really focus on and that I really care about, and you'll notice this as I go through my library, is the how. That's the you part. That's the part that makes your pursuit of this profession unique, special, different, is the how you choose to go about doing it. I mean, come on, man, let's be serious. Anybody can go online and find a class to take. Anybody can go online and find a photographer that they want to go take pictures with anywhere on the globe, on the planet, in any city, anywhere, ever, 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 ever. Anyone can click on an electronic portal interface and submit themselves for something. That's just a fact. I'm not diminishing it. It's just I'm not saying that it's simple to do it well. Again, I avoid the word right. I'm not telling you it's simple to do it well. But as far as just an action goes of, what do I need? Well, I need to know how to act. Well, why? Well, because it's going to be helpful in being good. Okay, but it's the how you act that ultimately matters, right? Well, what do I need pictures? Why? Well, because it's a visual profession. Okay, but how you go about securing that photographer, that's why I will spend 6 videos in 60 minutes discussing it in the library, because it's a lot more particular and complex than we tend to think of it. It just is. That's why, one of the challenges that I have had over the decades with the business of show business, and this is important, and if you're one of these people, then I'm talking to you. And this is one of these areas where somebody might get irritated at me for saying this, but it's absolutely true. This profession, unlike others, unlike being a doctor, unlike being a lawyer, unlike being a lot of things. I mentioned auto mechanics earlier. Let me give props to the auto mechanics, because there's nothing, right, like having a great auto mechanic, having a great plumber, having a great electrician. Having people that are proficient at their skill set is awesome. It's awesome. What happens with the business of show business, especially people who call themselves veterans, and unfortunately in Los Angeles today, and I will only speak for Los Angeles, you have people who've been here a year, who've been on 10 auditions, that think they know it all. And they don't know shit. Just because you've been on 10 auditions, you don't know shit about the business. But this is one of the things that happens when anybody can call themselves an actor and you just hang around something for a long time, whereas in your career profession that may be outside being an actor, or your parents or your spouse or your siblings or whatever, nobody would ever do that. Nobody would call themselves a football player just because they have season tickets. Now we laugh at that and you're like, Kevin, that's a really stupid analogy. It's like, okay, but is it? Because you're going to encounter actors who actually talk and think that way, and be careful not to be one of them. Be careful not to believe that you know the what, why, and most importantly, the how of the business of show business just because you got a picture printed once 5 years ago. Be careful, because that false sense of security without ever having learned anything that's more that what you're going to find on this channel, you're liable to jump up and bite you if you're not careful. The business isn't about attrition. I know that we like to believe that, if you just hang around long enough, you outlast all the people who showed up around the same time you did in a marketplace. And I'd like to agree with that, but digital technology has changed a bit of that. So this is about information. This is about execution. This is about the same thing kind of applies to the show. Just because people have been around doesn't grant them being good. It doesn't. Man, the competition that I face in this city at my age and type is brutal. I am not allowed to be just okay. I have to be well above average to keep on getting auditions every single time, no break, on the how that I do my show, that I do my performance. It's just the way it is, man. So the what tends to be what you need now, right? The what that you need now leads to your why. But how is what you really put into it to do. And that's why I'm going to have the 750 videos. It's all about how you assess and do the how. The what and the why becomes fairly obvious, okay? The 125 hours I've got, like I said, they're hours, but I do these videos as 10 minutes. So each one of them is going to be in 6 parts. So that's a lot of stuff to take in, but I'm doing it that way so you can digest it. It's going to address your whats and your whys, but you got to realize, why are you an actor? What are you prepared to do? How will you succeed at doing that? And I don't mean how much money you make, how many credits you have, because a lot of that stuff we can't control. Probably a third of the jobs I've booked weren't the best auditions that I've necessarily given. And yet I have a career. I have 3+ decades of auditions. I killed stuff and didn't get hired. That's the nature of the business. So careful about how we use the word success when it comes to the business of show business. To me, and I've already mentioned in a previous video, you succeed at the business when you continue to add to your list of people who know you. We always say it's who you know. No, it's who knows you. And that's the goal of the business, is to have as many people who could possibly consider you for an audition and a job at any given time. You can't have just 2 or 3. So it's the what do I need? I need contacts. Why? Because it helps them filter out other people and give you a shot at it. Well, how am I going to go about doing that? That's the whole thing I'm doing, is the how of you create those associations. So to me, that's the how you succeed. But you got to realize, guys, and I brought it up earlier in another video, you have to be willing to set aside time. You have to be willing to sacrifice and discipline. You have to be willing to be prepared to do things others don't. That's why there's a cliche. Successful people do all the things unsuccessful people don't want to do. And in the business of show business, the what, why, and how, it doesn't have to be tons of hours, but it has to be really focused time, focused effort. You got to really dial in to what you're trying to accomplish. I promise. Trust me on that. The what and the why is much easier to assess. The how is the challenge. Okay? What, why, how? Like, subscribe, share, friends, enemies, people. We got people. Sebastian Maniscalco, I love him as a comic. We got people. Go Go to kevinewest.com, check out the blog, get my book, please. Get my book, read that thingy. Follow me on Instagram, lock and load. Here we go. We're almost to the library, folks. Woo! See you soon.